Whether or not your team's Sussex, it's hard to argue against the profound issues raised by the Oprah Winfrey interview, especially around suicide prevention and confronting racism, wherever it may live. But critics of the couple are pointing to inconsistencies in the tell-all interview, starting with their choice of platform. A major US network with the most established interviewer on the planet when they'd previously pledged to engage with grassroots media organizations and young up-and-coming journalists. Then there was this line.
No, I've never looked up my husband online.
Twitter blew up with genuine disbelief, especially in light of what former best friend Ninagi Pridi told the Daily Mail. She was always fascinated by the royal family. She wants to be Princess Diana 2.0.
But you were certainly aware of the royals.
Of course.
And what about critics' claim that Meghan lied about when they were married?
You know, 3 days before our wedding, we got married. No one knows that. The vows that we have framed in our room are just the two of us in our backyard with the Archbishop of Canterbury.
The Sun getting hold of a copy of the marriage license, showing the legally binding wedding was in the church, not the backyard. A spokesperson clarified the couple exchanged personal vows a few days before their official/legal wedding on May the 19th. The couple are known for their distrust in the tabloid media, and they voiced their frustration with how the palace tries to appease certain titles.
I think there's a reason that these tabloids have holiday parties at the palace. They're hosted by the palace. The tabloids are. You know, there is a construct that's at play there.
But tabloid reporters say they have no memory of such parties. Russell Myers, royal editor at the Daily Mirror, tweeting, "Meghan has just claimed Buckingham Palace throw holiday parties for the UK tabloids. And now I'm wondering why I never got a ticket."
Were you silent or were you silenced?
Oprah's question here has been the subject of countless memes, but the answer has been deconstructed too.
I've advocated for so long for women to use their voice, and then I was silent.
Is that true? Palace insiders will point to many occasions that show that Meghan was allowed a voice, they say, particularly on feminist
and I
issues.
think right now in the climate that we're seeing with so many campaigns, I mean, Me Too and Time's Up, there is no better time than to really continue to shine a light on women feeling empowered and people really helping to support them.
Insiders will also tell you they showed full support in Meghan. A junior member of her staff who's now left the palace told CNN they bent over backwards as far as I could see. I think there was complete hospitality and kindness and grace. Everyone wanted to make it a success, a current royal source added. The Queen's senior team were directed to avail themselves to ensure she had all the support needed.
Unlike what you see in the movies, there's no class on how to speak, how to cross your legs, how to be royal. There's none of that training. That might exist for other members of the family. That was not something that was offered.
But CNN has been told the Queen dispatched her closest aides to Kensington Palace, Lady-in-Waiting Lady Susan Hussey and dresser Angela Kelly, to offer advice, guidance and tutelage to the Duchess. Royal aides say this was an unprecedented gesture of support for a new member of the family, and that every department of the Queen's household was open to Meghan. Then there's the question of titles.
They were saying they didn't want him to be a prince or a princess, not knowing what the gender would be, which would be different from protocol.
The protocol the Duchess referred to was issued by King George V, and it limits princely titles to children and grandchildren of the serving monarch, as well as the firstborn child of the Prince of Wales, none of which applies to Archie, though he will automatically become a prince when Charles becomes king. Some people also asking why Oprah didn't push back harder on some of those claims, but it was never touted as a news interview, even if it did produce more news than most interviews.